we should promote, we should rather promote uh, evolution, science, other than religion. So that's one. Another example I'm thinking about have to do with, for example, let's look at, I told you we would come back to the idea of marriage, right? Um, it has not been 10 years, less than 10 years since the United States Supreme Court has endorsed same-sex marriage. Okay. Now, which becomes a law. It's a law now, and not in the United States, not only in the United States, in many countries in the West. However, certain religious traditions have argued, okay, have debated, contested that law. I guess the question I want to ask you is this: you know, how are these conflicts? How can we resolve these conflicts when there is when there is tension between secular laws and policies? How do we use our best discernment? Okay, because the secular laws, public policies are here for a reason. In the same way, religious values, okay, religious values, religious laws have their distinctive purpose or objective in society. It helps us to think through about this challenge.
The tensions between religious values, public policy, and secular laws underscore larger societal discussion about morals, morality,
Mhm,
ethics, individual right.
mhm,
Well, to navigate this complexity effectively, it is important to consider different viewpoints and to uphold both religious freedom and the principle of secular governance. What
mhm,
are we saying? What are we looking for? Are we looking for
mhm,
political influence, issue of public policy, divergent moral framework? Many religions provide clear moral guidelines based on sacred texts. We said it, the Bible, the
mhm,
Quran, and tradition influencing followers' beliefs about right and wrong. What about the secular laws?
mhm,
The design to govern a diverse population.
mhm,
How did those happen?
mhm,
And why do we have them?
mhm,
We have them so we can navigate in the society. But
mhm,
what happened is often misprioritize individual rights and freedom, and
mhm,
which can sometimes clash with religious
mhm,
teaching.
mhm.
We have seen many issues in public policy. Example, abortion.
Yes.
So religious groups often have strong position on issues like abortion. And we've seen opposing opposing position based on moral beliefs, but sometimes that come with consensus that I said, even I believe that there are certain things that is in the law that we should not accept. Why I'm bringing this? We had the case in Texas. The Bible said we shall not kill, but also we do know that killing can have different definitions, right? The same people that said the Bible said do not kill, they are the same one that's going to rape the person and said do not kill, which is also evil. A rapist might not feel comfortable with the act, might not feel comfortable, I said might, right? With the act of raping that person, rape the person, right? But what about the person who has been raped? So are we looking at the psychological well-being of that person? Do we define killing as putting a gun in that person or going to the battle? It's a definition. There's a definition for it. So within that definition, you can kill a person without going to a doctor to have a baby out. All of them are killing. And we both were doing the same thing, the same act. The same person in the religion that is against killing, but also practicing killing. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm thinking about, for example, in different societies, for example, where the teachings of Islam, okay, uh, for example, in the Middle East, uh, the Hadith, right? Some, teaching interpretation of Prophet Muhammad's uh, uh, teachings, and those religious laws, okay, somewhat tend to be extremely powerful, more influential than secular laws, because in those countries, right, where Islam is the dominant religion, or or the most influential religion, the teachings of the Quran, okay, tend to override public policies, or public policies have to conform to the teaching of the Quran. But in the United States, in many Western countries, although all Western countries have a strong tradition and biblical laws, for example, in a country like the United States, which is pluralistic, okay, extremely diverse, because you mentioned the Bible says, okay, you shall not do this, you shall that. Some people would argue, okay, I am not a Christian. The United is a secular society. Why should we abide by biblical traditions? Or why should we abide by any religious tradition? How do we how do we resolve this issue?
Let's go back to what you just said. You said that in the Islam countries,
Yes.
okay, the laws, there are more community sense
Mhm.
than people abide by the secular laws, right? That's what you said, right? I cannot hear you.
No, no, no. I said the people in predominantly,
Mm-hmm.
mostly concentrated Muslim countries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's the law. The laws are religious. In fact, religious law have more value, or are more influential than secular laws.
No, law arises by the society, okay? Because I teach law in society,
Mhm, mhm. But
okay?
there are religious laws.
There are
That,
religious laws even that evolve with members of society.
mhm,
Why? Because many believe that religious value provide absolute moral standards.
mhm,
So what are absolute moral standards? That are absolute moral standards transfer human-made laws.
mhm,
And they're doing that so they can guide individual to what is right and what is wrong.
mhm,
And those are going to be part of the law of the national governance.
mhm, mhm,
And in most Islam countries, they are Islam countries because the law also is guided by Islam, the Islamic religion. So religion often offers a deeper sense of purpose and meaning in life. So we have all those things because that also help to decide the ethical decision making. And that goes beyond the secular laws.
So for you, you don't see you see religious laws and secular laws complement each other.
Yes.
But what do you do when there's a contradiction? For example, you mentioned abortion, right? You mentioned abortion. Okay.
Conflict in that law. There has been conflict. When it comes to law, there will be conflictual law. And society, as society, members of society, you're going to have conflict as well. But a law is a law.
No, but okay, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, let's say, okay, like many Christians, there are a lot, you know, how abortion has divided this society, the American society, for years, right? Not just Christians and non-Christians, even non-religious people, okay? So, for example, in the evangelical community, okay, there's a strong opposition to abortion, okay? In fact, you have heard the terms pro-life and pro-abortion, right? So when there is when okay, when there's a conflict between a secular law and a religious law, to which shall we turn for wisdom? For
No.
example, in the case of abortion.
Okay, so you talking about wisdom, going to wisdom. Don't forget that you are a human being. As a
Yes.
human being, you also have personal conviction, personal faith, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
your individual faith is going to lead you to where you should go,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have a pro-abortion law that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be resistant to secular laws.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to resist.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that contradicts your religious beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to resist it because it's a moral imperative
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in which that you have to think of yourself. This is your question. It's individual. It's a question that needs to compare or that needs to define the conviction of individual and the collective conviction,
Mm-hmm.
which will lead to the law.
Mm-hmm.
But as an individual, the law might say this is what I have to do, but I can choose in a country where freedom was supposed be to be the first. I don't want to use the word lighten anymore because it is not.
Mm-hmm.
I can have my conviction in saying that I'm not supporting abortion or I will support abortion based
Mm-hmm.
on what I believe, and that also can be led by my religious
You
belief.
just believe. Okay. Okay. Well said. Would you say, again, this is such an important topic. Can secular societies adopt or embrace positive aspects of religion without embracing, I'm sorry, the dogmas religious bring? Is it possible? Is it possible for a secular society like the United States or France, right? France is extremely secular, to embrace certain religious values that are positive without embracing the dogma that religion teaches?
Now, the first thing that we need to see, how do you define secular society,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you go to the definition of a secular society, you can better understand why individualisms can coexist in the social structure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because groups are made of different
Mm-hmm.
elements: family,
Yes.
communities, organization, institution, government, education, relation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When we look into that structure, the social structure,
Mm-hmm.
we have to also look at the mechanisms that keep the structure together.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
as an individual, I share a number of beliefs, values, custom, and tradition. And those traditions are going to shape that the way I see things, which is things that are in the social structure.
Mhm.
That also going to help me communicate to what you call
Mhm.
secular society.
Mhm.
Because society is a structured community of people
Mhm.
who share a common culture, norms, values, and institutions. So the institution of religion has been shared.
Mhm.
And as an individual, I play my part.
Okay. Okay. Now, um, so far we have touched on some of the major issues in our society. Not only in our society, in the world. Okay. We 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 discussed the relationship between religion and the construction of moral framework or the moral framework of a society, the relationship between religion and societal and cultural norms, and the intersection between Christianity, Vodou, and cultural traditions and values in Haiti. And we've also touched about the role or contribution of religion to human rights, social justice, and equality. We've also touched on religion and secular laws and public policies. Now, I want us to turn, maybe we have time for two more questions, if that's okay with you. Um, let's look at the relationship between religion and education. Religion, education, and science. Okay, how does religion person? I want to hear what you have to say about this. How does religion affect education? Not only the educational system, the curriculum, uh, or the philosophy, how we think about educating, instructing students, people.
So are we talking about the influence of religion on education?
Yes.
I heard often that people talks about secular education, and
Mm-hmm.
often I said I don't think that existed.
No.
No, we're just not talking about the religions, but we use the religion, the aspect, the values that exist in the religion in the school. The family structure,
Mm-hmm.
you can be pro or con, is going to be part
Mm-hmm.
of the religion, right? So how you view families, it's going to derive from a religion views,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and which also can shape students' understanding of morality, ethics, and cultural history. Because you have to go back to the history. You might not say, hey, this is the way that Islamic see things. But the
Mm-hmm.
minute that you begin to tell, as a woman, your head has to be stayed covered, you don't have to say Islamic in there. You're not telling me to become a Muslim, but you are telling me how Muslims are, which can make me make a choice as an individual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unless that we don't want to use the word effects.
Mm-hmm.
So religion belief can influence the teaching of subjects like science, evolution, and history. So the moral framework,
Mm-hmm.
What does that do? That influence students' values and ethical decision-making. Many institutions emphasize characteristic of honesty and compassion, respect. Those are also characteristic of the religions, right? Religious values, right? You know how to address your professor, and you cannot talk over your professor. You have to listen to the professor when he's talking. So those are the way that religion teaches us to behave, no? So religions in schools, community building, access and inequality, that's going to have the different type of opportunities that exist in the religion.
Okay.
Religions also contribute to social segregation. Because many students from different faith backgrounds have to attend different type of schools because of the background. So I would not accept you in the school if you're not Catholic.
Mm. Mm. So you have to make a confession.
Yes, you have to make a confession. You have to deprive your self-esteem.
Okay. Very good. All right. So we're gonna bring this to a close, Dr. Rolande. But uh, I think I believe the people in the audience, right? They might want to learn something about you.
About me?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm going to ask you that question. This is not, it's not in my notes. It's
Is
not.
it something that you know about me that I don't know
No,
about?
no, no. Actually, I don't even know. I myself would like to know as well. Okay. Who are, if you were, let's say, if you have to name 3 to 5 thinkers who have influenced you,
Oh, Jane Sell.
who are these individuals?
Jane Sell, she's a social psychologist. Joe
Mhm.
Fagan.
Okay.
And your best friend,
Who's that?
Dr. Kelly.
Okay, okay.
You know who am I talking about?
A dead person?
Your best
Some of
friend.
my
I
best
want you
friends are
to.
dead people.
No. I want you to tell me because I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. Is that well, you're gonna have to help me here. Uh it dead, like I said before, some of my best friends are dead people.
No, he's alive.
He's alive. Oh my God, that's a hard one. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, you have given two. All right, let's keep going if there's any more.
There's one. There are more people who have influenced my work.
Mhm,
I have to say that
mhm,
I am more specialist in race and ethnicity. And I
mhm,
began to understand race when I was very young, the
mhm.
differences. And that person who really influenced me to understand what was going on in Haiti was now he's probably
Mhm.
in Canada,
Okay.
Labuchin.
Ah, okay, okay.
Okay, and I was in my 13 when I first met Rasul, and Rasul was the person who probably gave me the book to read about La Mer. And even La
Mhm,
Mer didn't talk about race, but I began to understand there were two groups that existed. the in-group and the out-group, and that out-group was built by the Haitians, and which
Mm-hmm.
was more morally built, the construction of race. So
Mm-hmm.
we constructed a race that
Mm-hmm.
Black. And
Mm-hmm.
the Black race that we constructed was based on human rights.
Mm-hmm.
It was not with the color line.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, Dessalines in his article, in his, which I would
The
like to say,
Constitution.
of 1805, provided the Black identity to all white people who participated in the revolution.
Yes.
So if you tell me if I was influenced by someone of scholars, I will tell you scholars, Dessalines was not a scholar, but he also
Mm-hmm.
influenced my work.
Okay. So,
But the work that I have done for you in religion was influenced by Dr. Charlot,
okay.
Jean-Baptiste Charlot,
Okay.
who wrote a book about 780, Saving the World.
Mm.
What he said in that book, if the Vodou religion was given a chance to learn Jesus Christ in the right way by the Black Americans, we would have a very strong religion in Haiti. So
Wow.
to Dr. Charlot, there is a missing part in the Vodou, is Jesus Christ. And the Christ that we are talking about is not the Christ uh, that was imported to Haiti.
Wow. Amazing. So now, what are some of the most influential, maybe name two or three books you have read? Books that
Oh,
have shaped your life most, you know,
the
or you
systemic
could,
racism, the white racial
or
frame.
I'm
I have,
sorry, I'm sorry.
I have read
I'm
325.
while you were talking, I was trying to speak. Can you name those titles again? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the white racial frame,
Mm-hmm.
white bylaws,
Mm-hmm.
systemic racisms.
Mm-hmm.
How many you said? Because I have thousands of books.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I have read thousands of books, but those books you talking about religions per se, because
No, no,
religion.
no, 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 no. I'm not talking. I'm talking about books that have influence. They don't have to be in religion. Books that have really have a tremendous impact on your intellectual development as a scholar, as a researcher.
Books by Tammy, your friend, you didn't say want me to say it. I give it. Let me tell you about him too.
Okay.
Tammy Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So the men not race class
Yes. Yes.
black manhood.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Jim Crow laws.
Yes. That's a powerful text.
Um, class, gender, and race.
Mm-hmm.
Patricia Collins, the matrices of
Okay.
what else?
Yeah, these are good titles. Thanks for sharing with us. Some of your some of the most influential thinkers who have shaped you as a scholar, researcher, and thanks for helping us with the books. Uh, my final question to you, just to bring this to a close, is this: what are there any current projects, book projects, or articles you're working on at this moment?
Yeah, I'm working in the social stratification book.
Okay. Mhm.
On I have 3 articles that are coming out. So
Okay. You've been busy.
I've been busy. I've been busy.
Very
And I
good.
have a book that is going to come out. It's about Rene Preval, my 4 hours
Okay.
talking with Rene Preval.
Very good.
This book is my
Who's Rene Poifal? Tell our audience. They may not know.
Rene Preval. Not too many people know the work that René Préval has done.
Mm-hmm.
But people knows René Préval mostly by saying you need to swim to get out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
in which we are seeing right now, Haiti is trying to get out.
So he was a former president of Haiti. He was
So,
elected
now I want
twice.
to talk about his work first, and I will tell you
Okay.
who it was, right?
No, in terms of people who do not know who
Yeah, he was
yeah.
the former president of Haiti.
Okay.
He elected
Thank you.
twice. And he navigated the power, the superpower that were trying to, that are constantly working to oppress Haiti. So 6 months prior to Haiti coming out in the book for being poor country, we had we were hit by an earthquake,
Mm-hmm.
and the work that Preval was doing all gone, because that's exactly that they wanted to see. So I think that it is important for people to know what Preval has done and the way that Preval has worked. And I am very preoccupied with this book. I've been writing it for 2 years now.
Wow. This I just can't wait to to read your work, not only the work, your forthcoming book on Preval, because I do have an interest in political history in Haiti. And I wish you good luck with your other projects. The articles you have 3 articles that are coming out as well. And I also want to appreciate the time that you have invested uh, for this interview. I know it's a Saturday, and this interview was 1 year overdue. We were supposed to have this in actually almost, yeah, last year.
I went
So
to some.
yeah, but I really appreciate your time, your scholarship, and I wish you well. Spring break is coming in 2 weeks. A wonderful spring break. Keep up the good work.
Hopefully, I can see you in Texas.
Yes, yes, I will be here.
And I have to wish you the same thing as well. But I must say that for the Haitian young people that are hearing that you're a treasure to Haiti.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That means a lot to me.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, good people. Again, this is Dr. Lou for the Center for Faith, Reason, and Dialogue. Today, we had the esteemed pleasure to interview sociologist, lawyer, human rights advocate. She wears many hats. This is a person who has been teaching for more than 30 years in different capacities, different schools, and who has taught different courses in different disciplines for many years. Thanks for your listening again. Dr. Lou Center for Faith, Reason, and Dialogue. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.